we'll just leave it on.
She said somewhere like between here and your mouth.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jimmy Tang with Tang Real Estate. I've been in the real estate investing market or Seattle market for about 20 years. But the last 5 years, we've been mainly focused on SFR ADU DADU development in Seattle and looking to expand over to Kirkland.
What are the things that you guys look for, right, that makes your project successful?
No trees. That is, if you got the land for free. So, so if you buy your house, the existing house, and your strategy is to sell that existing house, it's got to at least break even or, negative 50K or 100K. But again, that goes into that cost of building the DADU, right? So make sure you factor that in and based on your strategy.
It can be on the acquisition side, build side, these type of things that so people in this room understand the things that you have to get around and solve.
I would say it has to do with the jurisdiction. As you can see, Kirkland has been following what Seattle has been doing for the last, since 2020, right? But you can see that it's taking a lot more time, I think, for Kirkland to catch up to see what Seattle is doing, and that's causing us a delay in getting the permits, and also understanding what their expectations are, because it's totally different zoning than Seattle's zoning. So they're learning what this new 280 ADU law is. So if you imagine that they're taking that much time to figure out in the last 3 years that the new jurisdiction that it's going to be following, like Bellevue, Bothell, or any jurisdictions, it's going to take them quite a bit of time, and also staff up on the number of permits that they're going to be seeing probably mid 2024, maybe end of 2024. So, it's just the lack, I think for me would be, we could build a lot more if we can get through permitting quicker, right? There's so many manpower available right now that they're ready to build, but I just don't think the permitting wise is holding us up a lot.
But luxury home markets here in Seattle. So I just recently acquired a property in Madison Park, okay? And we actually did this study. We designed it for a single family house, ADU and DADU. Then we decided that wouldn't quite get the right feel for the neighborhood, wouldn't quite hit the price point, and the cost differential didn't make sense. So we then broke it down to house and DADU to see if that made sense. Similarly, it was like we might make $50,000 extra if we do the house and DADU play. So then we decided, this is such a high-end neighborhood. We're right next to the Red Apple. We're 2 blocks to the waterfront, 1 block to the park. It would make way more sense to just go extra nice and build a very nice luxury home here. And in this market, we believe we might be able to make up that $50,000, if not in profit or cost, we'll be able to make it up in ease. I can build 1 house easier than I can build 2. It's a little bit less work dealing with the condo. And so we did choose for that neighborhood to build a nicer home instead of splitting this up into one of these unique products.
For our designs, we definitely try to put in vaulted ceilings, mini splits in all our bedrooms, because it seems every summer it gets hotter and hotter. So in a parking garage, if lot coverage allows it, so that definitely a garage that can be maybe turned into a 3rd bedroom later. Those are the things that we add to our DADUs. And then trying to get a little bit over 1,000 square feet, we add in a scooter garage. So look into that if you guys want to add a little bit more square footage. The advantage of that is that you can expedite the permitting process. It should take you about 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get the permit versus a custom DADU. That'll take you 6 to 9 months. So that's the advantage of that. And then Kirkland's rolling out with 1 pre-approved plan that I know of. Renton has a few already that's pre-approved. But I imagine now with the new bills that passed that they'll be rolling out with a few more options, and hopefully Seattle will be rolling out with more than the 10 options that they gave us. So any lot you can do SFR ADU DADU, right? But it also depends on the neighborhood and the strategy that you're doing. Again, if the existing house is salvageable and then you can rehab it, you can probably pay a little bit more than if it was just a total scrape and you're building totally three new units. So again, it really varies, but I don't see it adding a much big premium to the resale value to a regular retail buyer or end buyer. Really, I think it's the developers and builders that really know the actual, unhidden potential value in it, I guess you would say. But anybody looking to buy a house is just going to value as this is just a house that I might need to put some money into fixing it and live in it. But I don't think they go into thinking, oh, I'm going to put a dadu in the back or anything like that. So, but for me, again, if I'm going to scrape that lot, it's going to be worth less than if I were able to save the existing house and add an ADU or dadu in the back. Or even like turning that existing house into a dadu and adding a single family and an ADU to it. So it varies. I say that if you can hit up your existing clients and put it in their ear, hey, are you looking to move in the next year or so? Just get them thinking, and then if they are, hopefully that it's one of those, can't save that kind of house that we're gonna have to tear it down and put it, or even the house that we can save and build something in the back. But, at least that we can get it under contract and then work on permits while they, work on their moving plans or something. Because, as builders, with, interest rates so high, holding costs is something that we like to avoid if possible. So if we can tie up the property and work on permits while they work on their moving plans, that would be awesome. So, look at your past clients that have big, nice lots that are at least 5,000 with as little trees as possible and with an alley in the back, give me a call or any of us a call.
So with that, I just like to wrap it up. Can everyone round applause?